consciousness. You'll find that you do this in the physical, where you protect your room or you emit the energy you want to be in your room. But because you're in the physical, you can only feel it. You can feel your energy, your room protected, or you could feel your room is higher vibrational, or you could feel someone's behind you like I do right now, like always. And I know it's a spirit. So I know it's like that, right? But when you go astral, you'll see it because you're on the same frequency as what you were doing. So you're doing that energy work, but you're in the physical. But once you go astral, you're going to see that energy. You're going to be like, yo, what? Like, I didn't think you're going to see the energetic bubble of your room. And you're going to be like, yo. And the only thing you have to do to reinforce it is to continuously envision it and set power to it, okay? You send it energy to reinforce it again. So I do it basically every day. It's just a room energetic protection. It's to the point where it's just like every day. And people that don't believe in this stuff, you're in the wrong life, to be honest with you. Have you ever time traveled while projecting? No. I have not time traveled, but I have gone to other timelines. Time traveling would be interesting because I want to see, like, for example, I want to see what the dinosaurs really look like, things like that. But time traveling is a whole nother ball game. So you're traveling, you have the planet to travel, you have different realms to travel, you have different planets and galaxies and universes to travel, and now you have different timelines to travel. You know, it's just like, whoa, like there's just so much you could do. And once you astral project, there's so much you could do. There's so much you could do. Endless traveling. Bro has gone to other timelines but haven't time traveled. Yeah, because time traveling is going to different times on your timeline, right? So like you could go to your past, your present, or your possible future. But going to different timelines is like going to a whole other set timeline. Like, for example, you go to a timeline where your mom didn't give birth to you. Right? Like that's, do you see what I mean? Timelines and I guess it's all under the category of time traveling, but they're different. If that makes sense. There are trolls here. There already are a bunch of them and it's fine. Can you describe astral travel for the first time, like basics? Like what it is? Okay, so it's basically astral projection is when your soul leaves your body. Now, you go to the spirit realm in which people that die go to the spirit realm. It's basically the non-physical. Physical's here, spirit realm is here, 5D's here. It's just different dimensions. So you have a physical body to exist in the physical dimension. But when you die, you don't have a physical body to exist in the physical dimension anymore. So you only exist in the 4D or, the spirit realm. So we're multi-dimensional. But when you astral project, you consciously leave your body behind so that you can travel the spirit realm, if that makes sense. But you aren't leaving it behind like you're dying, because you can't die. You're literally just traveling outside of your body. Thanks for the glasses, by the way. And you'll start to notice that you live multi-dimensionally, okay? You live multi-dimensionally, so you aren't just... 5D is another dimension. Yes, the dimensions go, there are more. 3D, 4D, 5D, 6D, 7D. 3D is the basic, but it's one of the lower levels. Like, people don't necessarily want to come to the physical realm because here you could experience pain, darkness, stuff like that. Beings that have ascended to the 5D, 6D, and 7D they don't need a physical body anymore because they don't need to exist in the 3D realm, right? The 3D realm is a lower realm compared to the other realms, and it's more dense. That's why everything's hard, right? That's why everything's hard like this. But when you go up, things get lighter and lighter and lighter because they're less dense. What do you do when you see a negative being? That is what I'm going to talk about tomorrow. So don't even get worried about that tomorrow. So once you start with astral projection, it's going to introduce you like it did to me. It introduced me to extraterrestrials, to realms, to fairies, the afterlife, everything. Excuse me. So I always tell people, based on my experience, to start with astral projection. Now, you start with astral projection, and then you can go into other areas. So you don't just have to stick to astral projection. You could go to astral projection. Okay, you land on ETs. Oh, okay, then you dig into ETs. Oh, you go back to astral projection. Oh, you land on extraterrestrials. Okay, let me dig into extraterrestrials. Right? It's exactly like that. Let's see. I'm trying to scroll up to find one question. Let's see if I can find it. I don't think I will. You can see different versions of yourself, though. Yeah, I saw someone say that. You can see different versions of yourself. Can you tell us your first story? Of what? I'm so curious. Of what? What do you want me to tell a story about? Aren't ETs and extraterrestrials the same thing? Yeah, they're just ETs, just short form for extraterrestrial. Like, how to astral project for beginners? You're gonna have to look that up. There's a lot of different techniques and different times of the day you try stuff like that. But yeah, once you get, I think the key, if you want to be an astral projector, don't force it. Okay, allow it to happen. And do lots of research. You could keep practicing and astral projecting or trying to. And then as you're practicing, though, you're still learning about the astral realm. Don't just try and astral project without any knowledge of the astral realm. Because you're going to go there and you're going to attract so much. You're just not going to be a positive experience. It's not going to be as positive as if you were to research and then do it. So research, spend time getting to know it, and then attempt and keep attempting as you are learning. So at least learn the basics of the astral realm and then try. And then as you get to the basic level, it's like when you get your M1 test, when you get your M1 what's it called? M1 license, right? You wrote the M1 test, which is your motorcycle, right? Motorcycle license. M1, you just have to write the test. M2, you do a driven test, right? So with the M1, you can ride a motorcycle with an M1, but you have to at least written the M1, which is the basics, right? Knowing the road rules and all of that stuff when you write the M1. And then you can ride your motorcycle. But you practice, once you get the M1, then you can practice and ride a motorcycle, but you're still learning about motorcycle riding, but you are riding the motorcycle. It's just like that. But you wouldn't ride the motorcycle before you write your M1 test. Do you see what I'm saying? So it's just like that. Learn the basics of the astral realm and then attempt. Once you got the basics, then you got it, right? Then you can practice astral projecting as you learn about the astral projecting. That makes sense to you. It's just like getting your license. You can control where you go, but then it's all about controlling your mind and your energy. Because as soon as you think about your body and going back, you going back to your body quick. It's harder to stay astral than it is to actually go astral. So you're going to have to learn how to astral project properly and how to stay there. I heard you need to roll your eye at the back of your head to meditate. No. Whoever told you that's extra, no, you don't. Have you ever seen your on body from outside of it? Or you mean like my physical body from outside of my body? No, because I can't astral project consciously yet, only in my sleep. So I can't ever like see my physical body unless I consciously astral project and do it without going to sleep first. I astral projected by myself one time, by mistake when I was 13, but I got scared, so returned to my body right away. Okay, so you know it's real. That was your first experience to show you that it's real. I know so many people, some of you guys probably in here that have actually astral projected by accident, but could never do it again. Like, they did it by accident, and then from there they could never ever do it. And I told them, I'm like, and they get mad because they're like, I did it by accident in school. One time when I fell asleep in school, and now I can never do it again. And I'm like, I'd be annoyed too. I'd be vexed. But that was just the universe showing you. The universe is just like, oh, let's just show him. Show him, and then now you're going to have to work to get there. So it's just the universe showing you that it's real. That it's all real. And then from there, you got to have to fight yourself to get there. And, become a spiritual warrior. When you astral project, it's going to be as clear as day. Like right now, it's going to be like you're walking around with your physical body without your physical body. So if you're wondering what it's going to be like, it's just like that. Okay, I'll answer a few more questions before I bounce. Because I'm about to take my shower, and then I'm about to do some research and stuff like that. I might go live later as well. If someone was never an astral projection and by accident he entered it, how could he know it is? Because he was outside of his body. He told me, he was like, yo, I astral projected by accident. I didn't even think it was real, but I was outside of my body. And I was like, you astral projected? And he's like, but I didn't think that joint was real. I'm like, it been real. Like, we wasn't lying. You think we just making this joint up for fun? Right? Like, shoot. And now he's trying all day, every day, trying to astral project. All the time he's trying to astral project because he did it by accident that one time in school when he didn't think it was real. Just like that. Big fan. Can we talk and teach me more? Love your content. I thank you so much, and I would love to. I'll definitely be down to talk more. You can visit people when you astral project, but they won't be able to see you unless they're very intuitive and they could feel like someone entered their room. Unless that, then you won't be able to tell. You could do that, or you could visit even like passed away people. There's so much you could do. And astral projections, there's nothing bad about astral projection. It only gets I don't even like saying dangerous because then people think that they're gonna like die or something. But it only gets what's the word? Ooh, it's not dangerous, but it only gets reckless when you don't understand. Because if you astral project and you're just la-di-da-di-da, then when a negative spirit comes, you're gonna be like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And then they're gonna get scared, and then that negative being is going to stay around them. But when you understand astral projection, you understand how powerful you are, and you tell the being, you're like, okay, leave. You literally go like this with your hand, and it's gone, right? So you need to understand your power. That's where it gets. The only word I can think of is dangerous, is if you don't understand, right? But there's not dangerous, not uncomfortable. I don't even think there's a word in English for it. It's just like where negative things could happen. Like, for example, worst thing that could ever happen to you is that you come across a negative spirit and then it lingers around you because it scared you enough to know that you're a source of negative energy for it. So that's like the worst that could happen. I have heard, you guys want me to be really frank with you? I have heard of people who have not been able to get back in their body, but they've got back after. So don't get scared about that happening. That's like one of the worst things that could happen to you, rare things that could happen to you. But it only happens like that because, again, it's like a spiritual glitch. Like, you could lay back in your body and say you don't get back right in right away, you'll get back in after. So don't worry about that. And negative beings, they can scare you, but they can't take your power away unless you give away your power. What's the craziest thing you've ever manifested? TikTok, and little things that I always wanted that I just manifested, like these plants. I always wanted like vines in my room, but I could never find them, and I put it out in the universe. And then next thing you know, my aunt texts me and she goes, "Hey, I just saw these 2 vine plants in the store, and I instantly thought of you, and I thought you would want them." And I was like, this lady had no idea that I wanted vine plants, and she's giving them to me, right? Like little things like that where it's kind of scary. You're like, how did that joint, right? You're like thinking, you're like, about that, like you get low-key scared. And these are real. This is not real. These are real though. Can you make a video about Bruno Borgs? He is just like you. Never heard of him, actually. I'll look him up. I'll let you take a screenshot and look him up. But any last words before I head out? This was a really fun live. And there's a lot of people in here, yo. But I do have to go. I am getting kind of tired, which means it's time for me to get off and then take a shower. I might go live again later, but it may not be that long. I might just be live for a little. The movie Insidious is just there to scare you, dog. It's just there to scare. That movie's funny. I think scary movies are hilarious. The only ones that are scary are what we call in Jamaica duppy movies, which are like ghost movies. Those ones are the only ones that are actually kind of scary. But other than that, I think they're funny. Insidious, the plot with Astral Projection is really just there to scare you. None of that joint can happen. You can't get lost in the astral realm and not get back to your body. That joint does not happen. So expect that won't ever happen. But scary movies are so funny. Like, sorry, I just thought about Hereditary. That is the worst. That movie's scarring, and everybody that's watched that movie talks about how scarring it is. If you want, go watch it to see what I'm talking about. But it's scarring movie. But it was fun. I watched it for the 4th time with my friends because they wanted to watch it, and I was like, I don't want to do this, right? But I watched it again with them, and it was fun. After that, it was funny. Like, seeing, like, the scene where she's, like, swimming in the air, that was hilarious. But other than that, it was just like, ew, like, why are we watching this? And it's the movie Hereditary. That movie will scar you. But again, if you want to learn how to traverse the darkness, I guess you can go and watch it. But it's just like, ew. Like, you're going to be curious for the rest of your life. So just go and watch it. Literally just go and watch it. But you watching it, then you're going to see why. You're going to see why it's scary. Or not scary, just scarring. Because it's also based off of true events. Not that the whole thing is true, but certain things are true in it. I just know it's based off of a true story or true events. True events is the word I mean. So that's what also scarred me. I was like, damn, like, I'm not even going to spoil anything. Just know. Shifting is real too. I've done it. What are the pictures in the background? Oh yeah, these are space art I have. I have it all throughout my room. I also have a map of the Milky Way galaxy right up there. This is my favorite one so far that I ever got. It literally maps out the entire Milky Way, which is good though. I needed that because with the way I study extraterrestrials, I like to see, it talks about, oh, they're from this part of the Milky Way. I like looking at my map and seeing where it's talking about, stuff like that. So that joint's fun. And I don't know what 722 means, but you look it up. Definitely look it up. When I see numbers that it gets to the point where if I see numbers, the universe will just communicate to me really quick. Like, I'll see like 333 and then I'll know exactly what it was trying to tell me. But if it shows me numbers that I don't see a lot, then I'm like, okay, then I have to look it up, right? Or if I keep seeing it, it's like, and I feel the energy of like it's trying to communicate to me something that I don't usually get communicated to, then I'll look it up and then I'll see, oh, okay, it's telling me this, whatever. I would make you moderator, but you want me to be honest with you? I actually don't really know you that well, but I actually should make you moderator. but I don't think it'll let me. Let's see. Boom, there we go. There, now you're moderator too. And I was gonna say I don't know you that well because I usually only make people that I know moderator, but looks like you is now. I see a lot of angel numbers. That's good. That's good. Spirits are trying to connect with me. Am I a medium? What do they want to say? Open it up. Open it up and talk to them. Definitely talk to them. Oh, Drin, didn't I make you moderator? Okay, now you're moderator. There we go. Shifting is basically like shifting realities, really. I've done it a few times. It's kind of scary. Cause I shifted into a lower vibrational reality. I was there for 3 days. I did it in my sleep. I was literally there for 72 hours. And I know Rel chose him, but I don't know him. Like, I know of him, but we don't talk. Cause he doesn't follow anybody. So I was like, why am I gonna... Like, if we followed each other, that'd be cool, but he doesn't follow me, so... He doesn't follow anybody. I do open up. I just get pictures and videos from spirits. That's good. Okay, so keep trying to communicate with them. See what they want. You remember, you're in charge. You are in charge. So you can determine when spirits talk to you, where, how, right? Keep that. That's a good gift you have. Keep working with it and it'll get stronger to the point where it's easy. It's just like, yeah, like, okay. And do you think literally everything you want in life is possible? Yeah. That's also basic. I just spit everywhere. That's basic quantum physics. How do I control my awakening? I feel like imploding. You can't control it. Accept it. Accept it and flow with it. Things will get easier, I promise you. And wait, how to be in charge of yourself and don't fall in darkness? Be aware. Be self-aware. Be aware of who you are. Be aware of how you are emotionally, how you react to emotions, what makes you happy, what makes you angry, annoyed, mad, what makes you... Just get to understand who you are. Flow like water. Yes, flow like water. Be water. But also be all of the elements. Be all of the elements. Don't just be one. You know, be like air, be like fire, be like water, be like earth. Be like all of them. You can learn from literally all of them. My mom used a pendulum too. That's actually a pretty powerful joint. You could use that. Is it possible to reality shift permanently? I don't know. Mine was only temporary. Like, it was only gonna last a certain time. I didn't sleep for 3 days. I slept for 7 hours, but I was in, again, time and realms works differently. So I was in the other reality for 72 hours, but in this realm, in the physical realm, I was only sleeping for a few hours or 7 hours. So it's time dilation. But that was one of the hardest experiences in my life. I'm going to make a YouTube video about it soon. And if you're struggling with astral projection, I'm seeing some people say that don't force yourself. Don't force yourself. Allow it because you're just not ready yet. So keep researching. Keep practicing different techniques, different times, different ways. And then it's going to get easier.